Oh, it's live. We've gone too far. This is gonna be horrific with all the new changes. It's gonna be. Alright, really? That's also. So when you go into the go live, it actually. That's so weird. Give me an audio check on you just for a second. What the? I'm not getting you. I'm not getting you at all. No? This is great. What the? Maybe you are there. Hold on. Give me another one. Are you serious? What the? Okay. That's really weird because suddenly you're not even showing up as a source on this one. All right, let's just go and see what happens with the intro. I don't know. That's so weird.
Okay, fine. Just tell me.
Hello. We're here. Oh god, and you're blurry.
Sweet.
Everything.
So classic.
No, wait. You're still blurry.
Stand by. Stand by.
There he is. He's not blurry anymore.
Stand by.
We have problems.
This microphone might just be for looks.
Yeah, it is. Hi, everybody. Welcome to what is it? Show 8 of Not Your Average Show.
It's definitely not average.
How did we already get a like? We got a like already. We're late. We're
Dang.
so late.
Really? Cool.
Thanks for the like.
Sweet. Okay.
So anyhow, hey, it is what it is. It is Wednesday,
27th.
the 27th of January. We are all ready to go to the Rolex. It's one of the things that's on the plate for you today.
Yes.
We have another quick 7-minute summary.
Yes.
What else do we have going on today?
We got some movies. We got some games. We got some stock price news.
Oh, stock price news.
We've got some aviation news.
Yes. Oh, yeah, the PC-24 by
Some
Pilatus.
more gaming. Gaming news? I might not have said that right. A little bit of gaming news as well.
A little bit of gaming news. Yeah, it's...
Yeah, it's just it's
always the
random stuff, and it's all good. But yeah.
Hey, but here's the good part. It looks like
Sound now?
everything's working.
Is there sound?
There's sound.
Can you? Okay.
It's really weird though. So your sound, usually we can hear both of us on the intro, and we talk over the intro readily because we can.
That's what we do.
And today, for some reason, that didn't work. So just weirdness. Other weird stuff. Boy, what do we have? You know, ironically, we always brings up something that's trendy, and we'll get it at the bottom of the show. But we started as a 7-minute summary how people on Reddit were actually getting GameStop's price of their stock to superinflate. Well, guess what? They're at it with AMC movie theaters, and Elon Musk has joined the crowd for that one.
Yeah.
So that's something that's going to be really interesting to see. So that 7-minute summary is going to prove to be more influential than we thought. So on top of that, we're just going to go ahead and you want to go ahead and start with the 7-minute summary?
Yeah. Sure. You ready to do that?
I don't.
Are you timering?
Wait, who's doing which ones?
I'll start off with the movie.
You're doing the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, you're doing which movie?
Godzilla.
Okay. All right, and then I'll kick into the next one. Okay.
Then you hit up the second.
Okay.
Yeah, the announcement. Yeah, that one's cool. I like that one too.
Fair enough. Okay, so let's go.
All right, Roscoe.
We're gonna start here. So we have the 30 seconds. The pre-30-second timer is running.
Free.
Okay, and I'm going to your screen.
Excellent.
And you're sharing. Okay, so the what happened now? The 7-minute summary timer has disappeared yet again.
Got to count in your head.
What? What the? There it goes. Okay, it's back.
Hath returned.
All right, you have 25 seconds before the 7-minute summary shall
Gotta
start.
collect myself, right?
Get yourself together.
As we want to talk about
Have
stuff.
a drink.
I don't have a drink today.
I do,
I'm
and I need
fresh
one.
out of water and
This should be heavily
anything else really.
saturated with alcohol,
I
but
really
it's
don't have
not.
anything.
All right, you ready? You have 8 seconds.
8. Wow.
And 5,
5,
4,
4,
3,
3,
2, go.
going. Cool. First thing, we got a few things for you on the 7-minute summary. First is we talked about Godzilla vs. Kong, the movie, in a previous show. A little bit of news, and really why we're bringing it up is because it's so rapid, right? We just talked about this in Monday's show, right? And it looked cool. We saw the trailer. If you guys haven't seen it, a quick recap: Godzilla vs Kong. There's another movie coming. We showed the trailer in the previous show. It's going to come to theaters, but then also HBO Max for anybody 31 days later for HBO Max. The big news here, just it says there, right? Godzilla vs Kong release date moves back. So literally, they just told us about it, and now they're going to move it back.
You can have it, but you can't.
So right here it just says the film's release date. So they bumped the film's release date 2 months earlier than expected, from 21st to 26th of March.
Right.
The studio postponed the domestic premiere by another week. So now Godzilla debuts March 31st, simultaneously in movie theaters and on HBO Max. So that's a huge difference there for anybody who is going to just see it at home, like myself. There you go.
There you go. Okay. So pretty good. Pretty good. All right. So unbeknownst to me, really interesting. Wait, why did that browser come back out? This is just a joke today. Let me see. We have other movie news for you. So who knew that Kevin Hart was going to be starving in a... Starving?
He's so hungry.
He's so hungry.
He's so hungry.
Because he's so small. He's in a new movie, or that's going to be coming out. It's going to be Borderlands with Kate Blanchett.
I hope they do it good.
So Borderlands is a very successul franchise of video games that I think it made it up to Borderlands 3. They just had an anniversary edition.
Yeah, there's a bunch of editions.
Fantastic game. Yeah. It was probably one of the first style MMO player games for consoles that caught on with upgradables and decent weapons.
Open world.
And rare and epic. It was open world, lots of new instances.
Pretty cool.
So apparently he's going to be playing Roland in this film, which who knew? So interestingly enough, good luck to them. I hope they do a great job with it. And it looks, I don't know if we have a release date for it yet, but it's going to be Lionsgate's going to be coming up with it. And that's been confirmed. So it should be a huge blockbuster because he's already had some pretty good success in the Jumanji series, if I can talk today.
Yeah. So I do wonder if they're going to go with a bit of, it won't be so serious, right? It'll be a bit of comedy in there because of Kevin Hart, of course, right?
Sure.
I did like Jumanji, both of them. There's two of those.
Right.
They were both amusing, both fun, and
we got about 2 minutes. We have about 3 minutes and 30 seconds left.
Cool. Yep. Anyway, there you go. Borderlands. We'll keep you up to date more with it when we know more.
There you go.
Yep.
All right, you're up.
Okay, boom. Last part. We bring on some games here and there. The main news here is Cyberpunk 2077. Is going to be implementing official mod support.
Official.
So basically, as you guys may or may not know, Cyberpunk, pretty big deal in the fall time for video games. It had a bunch of things, launch problems with the consoles and whatnot. But anyway, it's still on PC, and I still play the game. I still think it's good. They just came out with a patch earlier this week, and that patch fixed a lot of the problems I was having. It actually broke some other things, but we can get to that maybe another time. And actually this article talks about it, links below, right? If you're having any problems with the game breaking after the patch, check that link out. It talks about a workaround. But anyway, about the main article, mod support, right? There's been multiple mods coming out, whether it's graphics or frame rates or how you can view your person in third person camera.
Interesting.
Anyway, they're going to be coming out with built-in mod support. So that opens up everything from game levels and replacing weapons and stuff. It should be cool. Although you brought up something good. I don't know how much time I got left, but you brought up something that you said, why are they doing this so soon?
Why are they doing this so soon? Because the only thing that leads me to believe is that in the community of Cyberpunk 2077 that there's problems because they had so many major release issues, especially across consoles, and like the Xbox One X series had 24 frames per second in most areas, but the other Series S, the older Xboxes, had a trouncing. They could barely keep up, including some of the PlayStation units.
Bad. It was like GTA 4 levels of graphics.
And they pulled it so soon, and I'm just kind of thinking, is this like a saving face maneuver for them inside the PC community to give them a little props so they can continue to say, okay, look, we know it's kind of broken in the console market, but we want to maintain the PC market as our primary home, so let's give them the mods that they want.
I don't know, maybe. Possibly.
That's what I'm thinking.
Doesn't bother me either way. I'm having fun with it. I know there's a lot of people that have multiple ideas and feelings about it, but I like it still.
Whoa. And that would be your 7-minute summary. And we made it because we broke the 7-minute timer yet again.
How much though?
You
mean we physically broke it?
We physically broke it.
Or not physically.
It's physically broken again. So I think we're just gonna have to figure out a new way around the 7-minute summary. But we did make it in about 6 minutes and 15 seconds. So there you go, the 7-minute summary.
Cool.
Who knows what's going to read?
I like it.
So the fun part about that is what's going to make it from the 7-minute summary into the daily news thing, because we do have something that cycled out of that, which was the whole thing with like I said, GameStop's prices just going through the roof.
Yeah.
So what's it trading at right now, by the way?
So yeah, you want to start talking about it, and I'll look that up.
Sure. So
yeah.
well, you know what? I wasn't
313.
How much?
313, 312,
313.
311, 312.
Okay. So here we go. We'll just bring this one right
Loading.
out. Reddit and Elon Musk.
Yep.
They teamed up together because he basically tweeted at some point the other day about GameStop. And he said, hey, Reddit, if you people aren't into this so far, you should probably go check out, I think they call it stock futures on Reddit. And what ended up happening was these people did, and he actually tweeted this out to his 43 million followers on the, I guess it's the Reddit community investing in GameStop. So that's what they
trying to find the subreddit. What's it actually called?
I don't know what the subreddit was. However,
yeah,
it hasn't stopped there. Someone decided that in order to actually prop up another stock to prevent it from being shorted, that AMC theaters should also be included in this bunch.
It's actually the same subreddit. I did see that.
Well, is the same subreddit?
The same subreddit. They're just added again with AMC.
They added more to this, and here's the funny part. Now, what's AMC trading at?
AMC bringing it up right now. Refresh from Yahoo, which actually just crashed. Stand by.
Yeah, there you go.
$18. 18.5, 18.10.
So what was that? What was it before that? So it was
5 days ago, right? 5 days ago,
right?
Basically from Thursday last week all the way to like Wednesday morning,
right?
$4.94. About.
So basically they more than doubled it.
Yeah, it's up 260% today apparently.
So Michael Burry Michael Burry is a prominent GameStop investor. He also turned around. He was one of the subjects of the movie The Big Short. He went out and he said his roughly $17 million investment in GameStop is now worth $250 million. And then he actually deleted that tweet. So here we are. So
yep.
What this basically is the conversation about, and where we have to start looking at what the new influence of social media is going to be in the world markets, because this is some sort of new type of collusion. It's some sort of new type of insider trading to a degree, but it's not really insider trading because you're absolutely broadcasting this to the world that you want this stock to soar.
It's not quite insider trading. That's the interesting part. I know too. I mean, if you take another example, like there was the TikTok where a bunch of the K-pop followers overloaded some of the servers for one of Trump's, was it rally?
That was, I think it was re-election campaign or something.
But anyway, the point there being really the power of social media. Now, this isn't really a new thing, right? But it's interesting to see how really users of these programs, whether it be TikTok in the previous case or this case Reddit as it would be. I remember Reddit is a bit more anonymous than TikTok, right? I mean, TikTok's visual and there's a video, right? But Reddit is, you could be totally anonymous. Can legit influence stock price movements and make a lot of people a lot of money, or make a lot of other people lose a lot of money. And
true.
And it's not really insider trading, but market manipulation.
So now here's the funny part. They're going to do this with BlackBerry. They've put a hit out on.
Yeah.
So now the next one is Reddit has already released that they're actually going to, or the crowd in Reddit has already released to themselves that they're going to start looking at BlackBerry as being the next one. Now, the funny part about this is if you look at the stocks that have been affected, GameStop, AMC movie theaters, and BlackBerry, they're all somewhat troubled technology groups that are having probably a difficulty in their future of finding ways to move forward into profitability. So that's one of the things that's interesting about this conversation, because BlackBerry used to be the king of personal devices as far as texting devices, and was one of the first ones to have a smartphone out there in the marketplace that actually could do it all.
Full keyboard at the bottom.
Full keyboard, right? It was QWERTY. It was one of those big things. And they had their little trackball and so on and so forth. And then if you look at the fact that obviously GameStop, we said the other day, has been challenged mostly by the downloading community inside of the gaming industry.
Digital products rather than buying stuff in a brick and mortar. Yeah.
And if anything, the pandemic absolutely exposed that there's a flaw in the plans for all movie theater houses, as they have suffered drastically in that arena. And it has pushed people to have major releases on places like Disney Plus, Netflix, HBO Max. So
tons of stuff.
Even a movie like Greyhound made its way to Apple TV instead of making its major market release. So where do we stand on this one? So this is the new kind of,
I don't know, honestly. I don't think this is the last one you're going to see. I mean, not
No, I don't.
just
What's
not
going to stop them?
AMC, but I mean other things. I think
No, not at all. What are they going to do? Shut down Reddit?
no, they'll just do it somewhere else, and
Of course.
it's I don't know. I guess we'll see. What is it? SEC? We'll see what they say about it.
That's the only thing you can do. Because look,
If there's actually anything nefarious going on, I mean, not nefarious, but anything that they could put a control on of some kind.
well, the only thing that they could do in the marketplace is probably if GameStop, I know, yesterday had a volatility mark where they had 70 million shares traded,
Yep.
and they temporarily halted it.
Yeah,
And that would be
yeah.
about the only thing in volume
Well,
that they
those
could
fail
stop.
safes. Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, just the fact that this is happening.
I think it's kind of
In general.
hysterical. I think it's interesting and hysterical at the same time. Because if you turned around, and I did some math on it, if you turned around and you bought, and you had to have $20,000 in order to do this, but if you had $20,000, you would have bought
GameStop?
you would have bought 1,000 shares of GameStop a month and a half ago, and right now those shares would be worth $250,000.
Yeah. Let's see. Back in I mean, this is pretty far back, but let's say even like October.
Mm-hmm. Go for
$11.86. There.
That would have been
So
fantastic.
you would have had a lot of stock. And I mean, again, it's as we talked about, right? It's just literally artificially inflating. There's no news, and actually, that's another interesting part to bring up about this is GameStop has not issued any official statements.
Why would they?
Well, no, I don't. They wouldn't, right? Because it's like if you're in a business and your stock's going up for any reason,
Yeah,
anything you do may influence it going up more or down more. So maybe they
Sure.
just sit on their hands and let people just
no. I tell you what I would
let
do.
it ride.
If I was the CEO of GameStop right now, I'd say that's right. We're valued at this now, and this is what our new bargaining chip. But now here's my other question: Musk jumps in the fray because obviously he's an agitator in some business cycles because he can, and I enjoy that about following Elon Musk. He's a really smart guy, and I just wonder what his personal satisfaction or what his level of involvement is this by actually tweeting it to his followers.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who could very well have zero stock in GameStop. He's just doing it on purpose. He's like, I don't know any of this, but I'm just gonna put this out there,
It's just because I want to.
and then just grab the popcorn and sit on the couch and
Yeah,
just
pretty
watch the
much.
world explode.
Well, it's not gonna explode if
No,
GameStop,
I know. Well,
shoots
some
up in
hedge fund
price.
managers' minds are probably exploding.
Well, that you know what, and to them I say that's just the way. That's the price of doing business.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
That is it. This is the way.
Watch that cookie crumble.
Just don't take your helmet off. This is the way. No one sees your face. It's kind of interesting. So let us know in the comments below what you think, folks. We'll cover more stuff like this. It's just interesting to see how these two worlds are colliding, where suddenly Reddit has had an influence over the actual stock market in a way that the valuation of some of these stocks is making people rich. It's fantastic and funny at the same time.
It's probably not a one. Well, it's not a one-off, and we'll see. We'll keep seeing how this goes.
Yep.
I don't know.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
You know what though? You know what's even stranger than that? I probably wasn't supposed to introduce that section. That was
Well, because you're doing the next one.
Yeah, I'm doing the next one.
Yeah, just do the next one.
Okay.
Have at it.
Sorry.
I'll keep track of the.
Okay, so I'm going to take over here for a minute. So, oh God, the timer's back. We don't want that back anymore. We're going to just have to delete that damn thing. All right, here we go. So, as some of you do or do not know, Corey and I have some flight experience in helicopters and airplanes, and I was more than recently flying for an airline group, and that airline group, they employed me to fly the Embraer 145 LRs and XRs, and they were fantastic aircraft. And with that, this just poked up on my radar that Pilatus, a maker of probably one of the most, I would say, valued and cherished tools in the flying community, and this thing is back again, actually has released its first, what they're going to call, very versatile jet, the PC-24. Now, this thing is absolutely and totally stunningly gorgeous.
Quite cool, yeah.
Okay, glass cockpit all the way through, and it's got some really beefy specs, even to back up its abilities. And I'm just going to bring those up here for a minute, because when it comes to personal jets in this particular category, they have to be optioned out in a way that they actually perform something of what would be considered functional. And there's something about this jet that just struck me as so interesting, because it actually has the ability, okay, this jet, to turn around and fly in and out of unprepared airfields. And it can do this, okay, via the specifications from the manufacturer in 2,930 feet. It's got a max cruise of 440 knots, a range of 2,000 nautical miles. Its max altitude is cruising at flight level 450, 45,000 feet, and a stall speed of only 82 knots.
I know, I saw that, and I was like, wow, really?
Wow.
That's cool.
Okay, which is fantastic for slow speed maneuverability and getting in and out of tight places. And there's an interesting development for this jet, which we'll talk about in a minute. It's also single pilot certified. It's got a length of 55 feet 2 inches, wingspan of 55 feet 9 inches, which means it'll hangar pretty nicely in some places. Cabin width of 5 feet 1 inch, a little tight in that dimension, but the max payload is 2,500 pounds with a max takeoff weight of 18,300 pounds. But there's one drawback. If you put max fuel on this thing, the maximum payload goes up to 715 pounds, although it does have a total of 2 engines producing 3,420 pounds of thrust, so almost 7,000 pounds of thrust from this thing going right out the door, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so now there's one other benefit to this type of jet. And that benefit is that why would it be able to go into prepared and unprepared airfields? And I'm going to talk to you about this for just about a second here. And that is by doing such, okay, it makes it, well, super versatile. to say nothing at least.
I find it interesting. They're the PC-12.
Yeah.
Right. Another version they have. I find it interesting that that's also what that thing's supposed to do.
Sure.
Right. It's turboprop. First, I mean, this is pretty versatile as well.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Now this thing, first of all, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful jet. Just take a gander at this beautiful piece of machinery. Now, I would expect for unprepared airfields that it would be able to actually have a little bit higher landing gear, but it doesn't. Uno momento. It's absolutely gorgeous.
What avionics is that?
That was the one thing it wasn't Garmin. I think it's got something. I'd have to look again.
Alice or.
Now, those I understand for the short field stopping distances are those double-slotted Fowler flaps. I don't know much about the Williams. I've never flown an aircraft equipped with Williams. I don't see thrust reversers.
Same, yeah, same.
Which I have a theory about that. Got a cargo door. Flat floor cabin. Now, those two things you usually see in helicopters that are going to go into the EMS world. Which is going to be for emergency medical services or for doing patient moves.
What are other configurations if we take all the seats out? What their payload can go to?
Well, that's the thing. The mission of what this is looking like is it's looking like it's going to be an all-capable ability plane.
What'd you say earlier? Do you want to say that on the stream?
What's that? Oh, well, I'll tell you. I have another theory.
Okay.
What this thing is going to be used for.
Okay. Yeah.
Still pretty. Still gorgeous. It's already been certified to take off in unprepared airfields. There's actually videos of it out there. And they call it the Super Versatile Jet.
Super Versatile Jet.
The thing of beauty. I'd love to know its max service ceiling.
Oh, that's somewhere.
Yeah, it's Switzerland. Switzerland. It's designed and built in Switzerland.
It's
the Swiss knife of utility jets. That's an impressive climb. Highest performance, that's kind of boastful because...
Of what class?
Yeah, that would be the other thing.
What are we comparing that to? They're talking like Honda Jet? I mean, what are they comparing themselves to?
So, a few years ago, if you're unfamiliar with the aviation market, there was a class of jets that was coming out called the very light jets. And they seem to have had their issues with growing that market space. And this is almost a continuation of what we see in that market, which is interesting to me. Now, again, this was probably developed, I would say, squarely with the mind of doing utility work in the light jet category. So if you're doing patient transfers, if you're remote hospital activities, so on and so forth, this thing is absolutely, I think, well suited for that role. It's also single pilot IFR certified.
Really cool.
Which is really cool.
Yeah.
Again, here's the other problem that I do find, though. I didn't see thrust reversers, which in unprepared landing areas, I think that might be a problem. Because as soon as you hit the thrust reversers, you might induce all this other stuff into the turbine, which would be a bad deal.
Yeah, then you can't get out of there because it's got all the debris in there.
Right. So the thing that I said earlier was this thing would be great for running drugs.
In a total, like...
Yeah. Pablo Escobar would probably have
not knowing, but just looking at it.
Legit, this thing could get in other places that other planes couldn't. However, for Pilatus's work, what do you think, man? What's your take on this bad
I've
boy?
always been a fan of the PC-12. They got a NGX is one of the ones. I don't know. It just I like what Pilatus has, and the fact that they would get into what they're calling a super versatile jet, something that does look pretty slick.
Right.
It has a fairly good performance, but obviously they're marketing it at unprepared landing fields, places with other than hard surface runways. And I would be interested to see like real world payload abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also still trying to find out, again, since single pilot IFR, what all has equipped on it.
I don't know which avionics it
still
has
looking,
on it.
but still looking.
So here's another video of it doing some short takeoff and landing work. This is a Royal Flying Doctor service. I guess this is one of the first ones in service.
Yeah.
And graceful looking plane. I like the actual design. The high tail speaks volumes for people that have flown light jets before. Yep. The controllability is fantastic. It gives you a lot of elevator control stability right then and there. And I can see those flaps deployed, and that
a lot of flap.
Yeah, that's a lot of flap
for a lot of aerodynamic drag going on there.
For 82 knots of stall speed. I mean, that's going to be the thing. You're going to be touching down on these short fields.
What's the stall speed of the P-12? Like, no joke.
I think it's around 87 knots. Might even be higher.
I like how they slowed it down.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Like, yep.
Now, and that I would also assume that it's probably going to have some sophisticated anti-lock brakes, anti-skid brake systems, which are fairly rudimentary for most modern jets, which is not new and improved. Still absolutely gorgeous, though.
Literally designed to land off field.
Yeah, all the time.
Very cool.
And take off from off-field locations.
Yeah, I mean...
Right? So, I wonder where the concept of this grew completely, as it was going to be more of a tool aircraft than it was going to be just your basic average flying jet. So pretty. And I guess they must have done the market research, because there's got to be places that obviously could enjoy this jet as a serviceable element towards their fleet. So that, if you're talking about places like even like Alaska, I'm sure it's got some very huge potential in Alaska to make some inroads into places that weren't serviceable at jets before.
I can imagine, yeah.
So yeah, cool stuff.
I do. I think it's quite cool.
Did you find anything about the glass cockpit or no?
Nope. No, yeah, still looking for that. I mean, there's pictures of here, of course, but I can't tell exactly
which one it is.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that marketplace, how it develops for them with the new Pilatus PC-24.
Yeah, something very cool to keep track of.
And it'd be really cool to keep track of, even though right now we still have more technical glitches than a brand new jet being launched is us. So like, follow, and subscribe, because we could use your support.
Yeah.
And also because I think Friday we're doing a fully dedicated show towards what we're going to be doing coming up for the Rolex. And there's Mr. Roscoe. So that's going to be another thing. And last but not least for today, how much time do we have? We got about 15 minutes to get this one home.
Yeah, you want to talk about some of the people we follow?
Some of the people we follow.
Yeah.
Okay, so part of breaking yourselves into the groundwork of the YouTube community is also getting ideas from the people that you've followed in the recent past. Okay, and so one of the things that I've been doing for a long, long time now is I've never been really satisfied by watching television, because they don't carry enough of my interest. That would be boats, planes, cars, doing things, activities, science, learning, space exploration. It's very hard to find actually good scripted or non-scripted television shows these days that cover those interests. So it forces you to go to other means. And by saying other means, it's who else could you possibly follow? Well, one of these people that everyone might know is a household name at this point off of YouTube, because here's a guy that started as a NASA engineer, decided to leave all that behind about 7 years ago, and has probably made some of the best videos, and is probably his most noted one, is the glitter bomb videos. He developed a package system that basically would, if you could go out and you see Mark Rober, he's fantastic at what he does. He basically developed a box that had tracking via cell phones, cameras. It also had this system where you lifted the lid off the box and it spread glitter all over the place. And then The later versions also subsequently introduced fart spray, and then had countdown timers and alert systems.
Yeah, I mean, part of this too was right people stemming from people taking other people's delivery off their doorsteps.
Yeah.
Like if somebody comes to your house and delivers something you ordered off Amazon, all you have to do is know down the street you see the Amazon truck go by, you see him stop and then drop something and leave. Well, if you really wanted to, you could just walk over and grab that box, and that's not cool, obviously.
Right.
And here's a glitter bomb for you.
So some of the things he's also done on this channel are the 15-ton Jello pool. Okay, testing if sharks can smell a drop of blood. He's also done how to survive a grenade blast, which has over 72 million views. He's fantastic. One of my favorite guys to tune into. And if you have a chance, if you've never seen one of his videos, you have to watch Squirrel Ninja Obstacle Course. It is by far one of the most. It was one of the most entertaining ones I have seen in a long time. So that's one of the guys that we follow on YouTube. Another one of these guys that we actually follow, and part of the reason why we like what we do and why we want to be involved in this conversation so much would also be MKBHD, Marques Brownlee. Okay, he actually does a fantastic job at probably delivering some of the best and exciting tech news in the industry. And I can't tell you, I watch him probably every week. He probably has 5 videos come out. And he covers the basics, gambit of the AirPod Pros.
He's a busy guy. Yeah.
He's busy. He does just about every phone.
Lots of stuff
out there. He does computers, right?
He does computers. He does other tech. I mean, there's Spot from Boston Dynamics is down here too. Yep. I mean, got tons of stuff.
He's got. He has a Tesla. He's interviewed people such as, I believe, Barack Obama, Bill Gates, and a few others. I think Elon Musk has been on his show as well. He's also been on Joe Rogan. So it's another fantastic guy to follow. And when I watch guys like that, the inspiration there is we're going to bring you some stuff like that in the not too distant future. Like we're going to have things like what we're going to use for our actual broadcast.
Yeah, we're going to show
Okay, so when we go to the Rolex, we're going to be using things like this, which is an actual gimbal for cameras. Okay, we've got a few of these for some camera material, and we got products and so on and so forth. And little by little, as we get our act together here in the studio, we're going to bring you more information like that in the not too distant future. So that's something else that we look forward to bringing you. And he's one of those inspirations behind all that. So that's something to look forward to from us in the not too distant future. Also at that, we have one more guy who's kind of an inspiration, and he's got 2 different shows. He's got his Unbox Therapy show, and he also has the Lou Later show, which is kind of another inspiration for what we're trying to do here. So Unbox Therapy, they got 17 million subscribers. These guys also do an extensive recap of technology, gaming, and all these other things, but he's almost exclusively in the unboxing territory and review territory. Now, of course, we follow Linus Tech Tips and all these other guys, and they'll be for a later episode. But just to get the ball rolling, we'd like to know from you guys, who do you follow? Because these are some of the most influential, and why, more importantly, and some of the topics that you like to see on YouTube that are important to you. Because part of the reason, and I guess we could discuss this at this point, the whole inspiration behind this particular live stream is we want to incorporate a little bit of each of their personalities in some of the things we do and some of the objectives that they have. And we're starting at the bottom, trying to build from the bottom up. Yeah. But we have a lot of the same common interests. And we know that there's probably a lot of people out there that cross-follow these 3 guys, I would say the same amount that we do.
I mean, yeah. I mean, common interest probably has definitely some crossover. And not to get too much into like how YouTube works as well, right? But if you follow one person and then you watch a few videos, then it might give you suggestions that possibly link you to somebody else. So yeah, I'm sure people that like one of these people probably have at least heard of the other guy.
Right.
I mean, sure.
And if you haven't, you probably haven't reached that part of the algorithm. I'd say that YouTube has probably figured out that this is your other common interest. Because let's face it, if the modern version of YouTube is more search engine and algorithm than it is video hosting site. It kind of surpassed that. I'd say what's it been, about 3-4 years now going since it's been more integrated into the search elements? Maybe even longer.
Probably longer. I mean, obviously the algorithms changed as it's done stuff on the back end, but I'm sure they've been doing stuff like this probably the whole time, honestly.
So
what videos do you like? And
Right. So James says he follows Shimi 150 and Stradman. Okay.
Okay.
So we haven't even gotten into the car people yet. These are just basic tech people that
Yeah,
we
yeah,
follow
yeah.
because obviously there's like I said, Linus is a daily watch for me as well. Linus Tech Tips. But if we went into actual car guys that I follow,
Oh Jesus, so
oh
many.
my God, there's Car Wow, which is probably my favorite. He does a lot of stuff. There's the two guys from Canada that have another show that's very similar to. Oh God, now you're gonna make me think about it here for a second.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
find
hold
it.
up.
It's in my list of subs
It'll
anyhow.
be something we talk about. We're gonna do something like this on most of our videos, like segment like who we follow, why.
Yeah, who we follow and why.
All right, so
So
this isn't a one-off. You'll get more of these.
you'll get more of these
Yeah.
because, and again, because there's so much varied talent on YouTube, and when you see what we're trying to do here, come Friday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, this weekend, we're gonna attempt something that is way out of our game. I've never produced a video before. Corey's never produced
Not
anything
quite like this,
before.
yeah.
Okay, not quite like this. And we're trying to take things like there's a guy out there called Pottermade. He's probably one of these smaller YouTubers that does a lot of TV camera reviews. He tells you how to set up cinematic views and so on and so forth. He does a fantastic job, and he's really really thorough in the stuff that he shows you. And all of his video hacks are pretty easy to follow. And with that said, we're going to attempt to see if we can pattern ourselves after that in the sense of saying, can we follow that same pattern and make a successful video? So there's a lot more to that than meets the eye. So here, I think if I can bring him up, yeah, Pottermade. So this guy,
Yep.
He's got some great stuff on his channel. Okay, which we didn't. I'll throw the link in below for his. Now he's a one-off that a lot of people may not know. Okay, he's not branded, he's not major. However, what he teaches you inside of YouTube is fantastic. The knowledge is priceless. Okay, and if we pull off maybe a third of what this guy has shown us so far, it'll be an amazing trip. So that's part of the experience that we want to bring in to you guys, because when we learn, I guess what's the next part? When we learn how to do the cameras and all that,
Yeah,
Friday and making all that work, then the next thing is to tackle space launches so that we could integrate space launches into the live stream. So that's the next phase after that. And then the next phase after that is going to be doing something else that are more personal projects to us. So this is the beginning of that. Also, Travis, she does a series called Car Tech, which is good. I'll have to use. You have to send me some information on that one. Leave a link in the comments below, and especially everybody at home, whoever you follow,
I'm putting this up.
leave a link in the description below, because if there's people out there that we haven't been exposed to yet, that would be fantastic for us to see. Who are you looking at now?
I'm putting Pottermade in the.
Because I mean, there's a bunch of who's some of the other guys. I'm trying to think of
We got a bunch.
the track guys. Oh God, now the name. And I was just watching them last night, and now I feel absolutely foolish for it, because they have a fantastic series where they do a comparison of all different car types. Okay, this is new.
Boom.
Actually, they did a great one with an old Miata versus the new Miata.
Who did?
I can't remember the name of the guys right now, and it's bothering me.
Okay.
Oh, Throttle House. That's them. Check out Throttle House. These guys are actually entertaining. They've got some great content out there as well, and absolutely fantastic. I was watching some of their stuff last night. You really can't go wrong by checking them out as well. They're part of my subs. Since we got on the topic of cars, and they have fantastic production quality. They're always taking two different types of cars that you kind of would think would go together, but shouldn't. And they do some great work as well.
Cool.
So, because now we got talking about car guys, why not?
Again, you could. It's like sometimes chat. I know chat. Sorry, YouTube, Twitch. I'm on Twitch too, so sometimes chat comes out. So sorry, but it's like you talk to your friends, or talking to Mike. You go on YouTube and you're looking for something in particular. I don't know. You're gonna fix something in your house. 5 hours later, you've been everywhere. You've looked at how to fix a thing in your house. That's been done for like 4 hours.
Sure.
Then you've been on cars. You've been on jets. You've been on rockets. You've been on quantum mechanics. You're everywhere, and great.
So, and the other thing is, look at the
great.
places where YouTube is getting more coverage now
Yeah.
than any place. SpaceX and most of their launches now are almost exclusively done through YouTube, right?
Yeah, they host on the page, but then yeah, it almost always link. Now I think I mean, it links to YouTube anyway. So
Yeah, and so, and interestingly enough, if you're gonna, I know that I could probably go without watching broadcast television for probably a week in most cases when I'm on YouTube, because there's so much different stuff out there. So, just our thoughts. However,
Yep.
With that said, we are sorry for some of the technical difficulties today, because we had to throw it together last minute, because we're still putting together pieces of the studio that are part of this project. And it always doesn't come together exactly the way it is, because we've been tweaking things little by little as the series grows.
Yep.
And as we keep moving further into the technical elements of it, certain things work, certain things don't. But we've been getting pretty lucky lately, except for the damn timer, which we're going to have to throw away. We'll just have to figure out a new way to do it. Because we got a hack off of YouTube. And it didn't work all that great.
all good.
So, hey, but one other thing, folks, if you get a chance, remember, like and subscribe. Follow us, please. Share us if you get the opportunity.
Yep.
We're still trying to get our legs together here, but we hope, and I say hope, that we can bring to you this coming weekend some interesting perspectives on what it's like to actually attend the Rolex. And on top of that, we hope to brush up on a lot of the technical things that we are looking forward to bring to you with the equipment that we have.
No,
So-
yeah, this weekend will be fun. Regardless of what we come out with, we're gonna bring it and show it to you guys. There'll be some behind the scenes stuff, some live stuff. Hopefully, work on that too. If you've never been to the Rolex or been to a race before, it's unlike any other race in the fact that it's literally 24 hours long, the race.
Yep.
And it's an experience, and we think it's really cool. We're gonna show you guys why. Hopefully, you'll same. So
And it's going to be a challenge for us, because one of the other things that the Rolex actually provides is, first of all, it's a huge stage. There's lots to cover. Number two, for actual shooting video, it's really difficult to cover fast-moving objects. Number three, we're going to go through a lighting change, which means we're going to transfer from daytime to nighttime, which is even more difficult. So we're going to have to learn a little bit more than what we thought about the cameras. And even as Corey brought up the other night, what's it going to be tomorrow on Saturday night?
The Saturday night when we're going to be there filming some night shots or day to night transitions. I think the moon is 97% illuminated.
Yes.
So we should get some cool shots of that too.
We should get some really, really good stuff. So, and
It's going to be good. It's going to be fun.
it's going to be really cool. At
And
least
not
we think
freezing
so.
this time.
Yes. That's going to be
We've been
the other
there
part.
many years, chat, Twitch, YouTube. Where you guys?
People.
We've been there a bunch of times. I have, and somehow more often than not, it seems to be really cold the day of the race, and then every other day is like nice. Oh, it's nice. And then that night when you're there,
You're
it's
freezing.
1:00 in the morning. The race is still going on, of course, and you're there and you're doing stuff, and it's like, wow, really cold
Yeah.
because you're outside, but it's all good.
And it also speaks to the drivers having to go through different challenges. The other thing that it's also going to present is one last issue. It's going to be really, really loud. So we're going to have to find a way to pick and choose the moments that we take you on different excursions throughout the different venues, because hopefully, usually every year, Audi's got a huge pavilion there. Mercedes has got a pavilion there.
There's there's a Cadillac stable.
Cadillac.
There's Porsche. There's Lamborghinis.
Porsche.
There's Ferraris.
Ford's not going to be there this year because they're out. So there's Mazda. Mazda has a pavilion.
I mean, there's food there. We're gonna show you the food.
Yep.
We're gonna show you some of the fan zone stuff. That's the activities they have there. We'll see what with COVID, right? We'll see what they have there, but we'll show you guys anyway. I mean, as Mike was saying, they have groups of owners with particular cars where they park together, and they get to park together, and they call those usually like stables.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you're saying, there's Porsche, Cadillac, all that, and sometimes there's the big manufacturers bring news, like they show off new stuff there too.
Well, the Cadillac Blackwings for one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we talked about that a few shows back. So, and there's free stuff. We're gonna show you the free stuff. I hope there's free stuff.
So the best one to usually go to, we have a Mazda. He's got Mazda. And when you go to the Mazda tent, they usually give you something nice. So last year they gave you a nice key ring, and they gave you really, really awesome container and earbuds.
Oh yeah.
So that was really cool. And then so usually I walk up and I show them a picture of the car, and they go, "Oh, by the way, your previous Mazda owner, they have the old serial number we used to have," and so on and so forth. Also, I've probably gotten, I don't know how many Corvette and Cadillac shirts because
A lot.
we always have to go to both Corvette and Cadillac and get a new shirt every year because they've been some of my favorite shirts to wear.
They're nice shirts. They're like nice quality.
Free
It's
stuff.
kind of hit and miss, man. Honestly, when you're there, if you can get the size you want.
Yeah.
But it's free stuff.
It's free stuff. All
It's
the good
fun.
free stuff. Well, with that said, the time has come. It's 3:00 in the afternoon. Again, sorry for the short episode. We had a lot of work to do before getting this one out.
Yep.
But hey, guys, guess what? There's always Friday. So we've been trying to make the 1:30 mark, which we're still very, very unsuccessful because at the last minute we end up changing.
You know, microphone stops working.
this-
Kind of need the microphone to work.
Yeah, we kind of do need that. But hey, remember, if you haven't already, reach up, slide your finger across, and touch that like button. Also, down in the corner over there, there's going to be another Not Your Average Show logo. If you hover over that
Probably
bad boy,
below me, right?
yeah, it's
There.
actually should be right below Corey. There should be a little icon, and that would be your place to go ahead and roll over and subscribe if you haven't done as much. You know, shameless plug.
Yeah.
And remember to tune in Friday because we'll be back bringing you more. And the Friday show is going to be pretty much all about preparation for the Rolex 24.
Yeah.
But it's going to have a couple of things that, like I said, there's going to be some things that you might have at home or you might know that are easy for you to get that could improve your even basic home video techniques.
Could be fun.
So that could be fun. So thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll catch you on Friday.
Take it easy. Stay safe.
Peace.
See you then.
See ya. Bye bye.